Topic number 3. We have strong passwords, but also, and I think perhaps even more importantly, the use of password managers. Now, I wanted to start this by addressing
contentious topic.
a common question that I get asked whenever I'm doing education pieces that people who are not really familiar with password managers ask all the time. Right?
They're all stored in one place, aren't they? Then just giving the absolute access to everything. Is that the question?
The eggs in one basket scenario.
The eggs in one basket.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Right? People sometimes think, I'm putting all my passwords in one place. If someone gets access to this, they have access to everything in my whole life. Isn't that worse than whatever alternative they might do?
Well, isn't it?
It's not.
Okay.
The thing is, if you don't have your passwords in a password manager, what you're likely to do is
Notepad
to use
file.
the same or similar passwords for everything. And that's much worse because we have this thing called credential stuffing, where if a threat actor gains access to one of your passwords as a result of the data breach of a website you've probably forgot you even use, and they just use that password to try to log into everything else that you have, all of your other accounts, right?
Gotcha.
And it puts people in the habit of creating less secure passwords because they have to remember them or they have to write them down or copy them or type them out, right? Whereas a password manager, you can simply just randomly generate something that's 20 characters long. You don't have to remember it. It's convenient to enter into websites.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, the other question that we get a lot is, well, should I be putting it through an online password manager such as Keeper or LastPass? And we'll park the whole LastPass issue. That's been and gone. Well, not been and gone, but it's happened. We've covered it a lot. But Dashlane, many of the others. Should I be putting it in an online password safe, or should I be putting it on a system that's segregated offline that I control?
Yep, a great question. And it's really, look, at the end of the day, it is up to you and it's up to your use case. But I think we want to motivate people as much as possible to use password managers more. And what that really is going to mean is it needs to be as convenient as possible, right? So anything that's online that allows you to autofill, maybe by using a browser extension or a mobile application that makes people's lives easier while also making it more secure, I think is an ultimate win, personally.
Yeah, look, absolutely. And as you say, it all comes down to what's best. Next question that we get a lot is, okay, do I just need to provide it for my IT team, or do I provide it to all of my users? What's the risk, or what's your opinion on this?
Yeah, well, I think the most high-risk users in this scenario are those with the least IT knowledge, right? Those that are most likely to make these mistakes of using weak passwords or the same password. So I think those are the most important people to push to use this solution, right? It's likely that your IT team is already
Hopefully.
securely
We have seen
managing their
occasions of
passwords.
passwords.xlsx.
Indeed.
So look, absolutely, it should be rolled out to all users if the budget stretches for it. And these solutions aren't as expensive as they used to be. A lot of people watching might have gone and looked at password safes before and ruled it out and said, well, our budget doesn't allow for it. Well, look into them. There's a lot more options now and they've become a lot more cost effective. Absolutely. And then that starts to roll into identity access management, which is a big topic considering that 2 of the big breaches in Australia came from allegedly third-party compromised credentials or compromised of an MSP, of then enforcing identity access management, of the requirement to check credentials in and out. So it's really just an extension and a maturity of a password safe. So controlling where those admin credentials go and who can use them and how long they can be used for and on what systems.
Agreed.
That's the next step we need to get to.
Agreed. And if you're an organization thinking about using a password manager, but you don't really know when to start, you can simply give it a Google, and the top 5, any of the most popular ones will do. I wouldn't recommend using a name that no one's really ever heard of before because you might have security concerns, but a lot of the top brands are pretty good, right? Maybe LastPass again, different discussion.
Different topic.
A lot of these different products have different features that you might prefer to have because of how your organization functions. Things like single sign-on.
Yeah,
right?
hooking into Active Directory is
Yep,
huge.
into Active Directory, the ability to geographically block different regions and sign-ins, the ability to
our team
send
block
logs
us
to a
all the
scene.
time as we travel, right?
Yep,
So we
yep.
have to jump onto our VPN to get access.
Some of these products have these features and some of them don't. So it's worth doing an analysis or a comparison rather and understanding what's important to you.
Absolutely. You mentioned something there, hooking into the seam. Can't stress how important that is as well. So again, we come back to, is there a risk of using an online password safe? Again, we'll rewind to defense in depth and layered controls. Even password safes now have defense in depth and layered controls.
That's right. Maybe there is a risk, but we can mitigate it.
Everything can be mitigated.